This is John Porai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and today I got a document from the real Laura B, who's doing a great job of covering this case, so if you haven't, check her out on Twitter. And she says, update, Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard. AH has filed a calendar date for October 8th hearing for Depp to have a mental evaluation. Note, a prior one was denied by Judge White. And there you can see the document right there. Very interesting that it was denied, and the first thing that came to my mind here was this is a copycat move. You know, it's just not something that Amber's team or Amber would think about herself. It seems like something they're just copying that Johnny's team did, because she was like, well, you want one from me, I guess I'll have one for you. And the problem is, Amber has some mental issues. It doesn't seem to be an opinion. You could see it in her interviews, things she says. There's one video of her with Richard Dawkins talking about religion versus atheism, and it's like an hour. And no matter what side you're on, doesn't matter. It's still an intellectual conversation, but I couldn't watch it because I can't watch her or listen to her for more than like a minute at a time. So unfortunately, I just can't say if she's actually ever had a long conversation that was intellectual. But hey, what can I do? I just can't listen to her for so long without getting physically irritated. Anyway, let's see what some other people have to say about this. Larissa says, the judge will only accept Johnny's mental evaluation only if she, the judge, chooses the professional who will evaluate. Now Amber wants to choose who will carry out the assessment of Johnny. The judge will hardly accept. And she wants to actually pick the person. This is where corruption comes from. This is where hypocrisy comes from, is that you want to choose your side to prove something you're desperately trying to prove right against your opponent. And that's a real sign of weakness. It's a real sign that you are wrong. Joan Hess says, yes, AH has always wanted to pick the doctor. Okay? And next comment says, well, this could actually help prove that Johnny's fine and that Amber was the problem. Sure, I'll go with that. So I guess she's hoping maybe he's a little bit burnt, you could say. I think like a lot of us are from, doing stuff back in the day, back in college or whatever. But it's just like kind of normal. Maybe she's hoping the court will mistaken some normalness of just kind of having a little pass with drugs to being mentally unstable or something. But it won't happen. She's actually the one who's really mentally unstable. When she's perfectly sober, she could sometimes hardly even get a thought together that's intellectual, that makes sense. For example, when she's asked about Mera, which is supposed to be, the role of her life right now, she could barely even describe what the character's like. She could barely even describe the source material. It's like she just kind of took a glance at it. So, she can't even put together a good lie about this major role she has. Queen of Hearts says, October 8th, does she expect him to drop what he's doing and do this because she said so? A mental evaluation for JD was previously denied. Sounds like she has sour grapes because he asked her to do the same, which is what I was saying before, is that, it's a copycat move because they wanted one from her. Now, to be absolutely fair, and we gotta be fair sometimes, is that they did ask her for one when she was doing things too. Now, she doesn't deserve to be doing those things, we know that, but she was doing things. I'm guessing that the October 8th date is for the hearing rather than a date for him to have a mental health evaluation. Yeah, makes sense, maybe. So, I'm going to skip the top comment because I don't think it's exactly connected to this. It seems a little bit general. But anyway, the next one down says, she really will say anything to get out of this, won't she? I'm surprised she hasn't tried. Aliens brainwashed me to do it. I found the microchip they inserted into my brain. Great point. Again, she'll just say anything to try to get out of this, to try to get the court date postponed, to get people to look at Johnny differently with any lie she could muster. And this person has a slightly different take. No, I'm sure he'll accept. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. He has nothing to hide. It's all good. She is desperate. I can just see her ignoring her counsel and having tantrums, asking for all these things. Right, so, like I said before, it would give Johnny a chance just to take the test and be like, hey, nothing's wrong, and move forward and make her look silly like she always does. Angela M. Clark says, assume all this will be determined by Judge Penny. She can order an assessment for Amber and deny one for Johnny if she chooses. She seems very careful, recreating grounds for appeal, opinion, asking Laura, which Laura might or might not have replied. I don't think she did reply. So yeah, that's about it as far as the comments I took. I think there was about 65 comments when I last looked at this thread here. So Laura does get quite a bit of traction, quite a bit of attention on Twitter, so that's a great thing. Obviously, she's doing a fantastic job with this case. And this here, I would say it's interesting, but it's just so irritating. It's hard to even find interesting. I mean, I can't see any other option except this is just a reflex response basically to Johnny's team rightfully asking Amber, and this one here is just very random. You guys, of course, let me know what you think down below. Of course, shout out to Laura B. Thank you so much for the hard work. And also shout out to Kat's Vlog. She is a member here. Thank you, Katz. I hope I'm getting that name right, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting it like mostly right. And if you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing pop culture, Depp vs. Heard, little Meghan Markle, whatever comes up that's interesting. If you're not subscribed and you don't subscribe and you've thought about it and you still don't, well, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.